Hello and welcome to today's video on Moxi Present. This video is the buyer tour video. So what I'd like to do is show you how to create a buyer tour video for your buyer. So let's say we're going out with a buyer on Saturday and I want to create a nice tour for them. I'm going to go over here on my Moxi Present homepage and I'm going to click on the Create New button. From here, I'm going to go to the buyer tour section. I'm just going to click on that radio button and press Continue. I'm just going to use the default buyer tour, so I'll just press continue. This is for my new buyer. Let's just call it Sarah and Mike. And I am going to make sure that this is on. The allow notes and ratings button is clicked to green. And I'm going to press create. So from here, it's going to generate on my screen and it'll land over to the left side of my screen. And this is going to be my buyer tour for Sarah and Mike for Saturday. So what appears on my screen then are my 4 options for this buyer tour. I could add a photo here, and this photo might be a photo of myself or a photo of my team. I can add any photo that I want here as long as I have the photo on my desktop to find and add to the system. I could also put in the drive time for my client. So I can actually put in their starting address, the city, the state, and the zip, set that as the location, and that might be where we're going to meet each other. So let's say we're going to meet at their house or in White Plains at this house. And let's set that as the location where we're going to meet. And then I'll press continue. Now for this here, I need to add my MLS numbers because I'm showing them 4 properties that they asked me to see. So I'm going to click my radio button for my MLS numbers. Remember, if you're doing this from the MLS 1 key, you need to add an H in front of the number. All other MLSs, that is not necessary. So if you're doing this for MLS, Smart MLS, or Greenwich, or Darien, Buchanan, Mid-Hudson, you do not have to put an H in front of the number. So those are the 4 houses we're going to take a look at. And I'm going to click the little magnifying glass and those 4 properties populate on my screen. So here are my 4 properties that we're going to look at on Saturday. So let's go over to my listings, because that's my list. And they show up on my page as my tour order. Let me just make sure. What I forgot to do was to click the boxes. So there you go. That's something you don't want to do. I want to show this, 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 and this. Those 4 properties must be checked. I'm going to click on the listings, and there they are. They'll populate on my screen, those 4 properties. Now my order here, if you notice, it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Which kind of seems a little unusual. I might want to start at 1, where 2 is. So I'm going to change my order, and I'm going to make 1 over here where 2 is. We're going to start at Vermont. We're going to go to Barton will be last. We're going to go from 1 to 2, 4 is going to be 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's how we're going to do this tour. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Save the order of my tour. So that's my order. These are the properties we're going to show, and this is the order we're going to show them in. Continue. So now the last page is my pages. Right now I have a cover page, I have a location map page with my tour, exactly how we're going to tour. The listing overview page is what I really like because it has where I can add my buyer when they get this, they can add the 4 or 5 stars and they can actually add a review for the property that they're looking at. So that's my feedback right there. They could do this at the house or when they get into the car. So that's kind of cool. This is my side-by-side, status comparison, listing averages, pricing in today's market. It's going to give me an idea of how many days it's been on the market and the price. You just click it. Again, this is a digital, so it's an interactive presentation. Here again, square footage and price range. And then, of course, make sure your agent profile is in place so that it shows up here as well. And if this is something I really like, I might save this as a template, or I might add some pages. But for this video, this is just the basic buyer tour. So let's go take a view of my buyer tour. I'm going to go and click here, view, and I'll take a look at the web version. Again, this is what my buyer's going to get when they open their email. And this is the buyer tour. This is what we're going to look at and in what order. This is my listing overview where they can review and give as many stars and give a review. Side by sides, status comparisons, home averages, days on market, and price per size. And there's my buyer. And that is my buyer tour, as simple and basic as you can get it. Let's go and show you how to email this off. Just press this button here where it says send. And just make sure you send it in the digital format as well as the print. And all you have to do is drop in the email address here. And click return, and the address will land on the bottom here. You can put a subject line in here, buyer tour, and the date. And then, a message here. Let's meet at Hazleton Drive. And then make sure you're checked here. Send a copy to myself, and press the send button. That's how you send a buyer tour. So let me go and also just show you one more thing. You can also preview this in print as well. And that's the buyer tour. If I really love this buyer tour and I want to save it on my page to use in the future, all I have to do is save this template. And that's pretty much it for the buyer tour. I didn't add any pages to this. This is just strictly a buyer tour. So I hope you enjoyed this video today, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.